Hey and welcome, I'm Hammeh, and while I work on longer lore videos, a quick news update for you today. It looks as though we may well know what is going to be announced at Gamescom 2017, if this Datamined is anything to go by. It looks as though that Junkertown is going to be the new map that's going to be announced, and we may find out about it as early as the beginning of next week. With the new updates to the PTR recently, a few new sound files slipped their way into the game, and shout out to Hammeh who found these first it seems, link in the description below to their Tumblr. So this is the line that's been found.
Welcome to Junkertown.
So, aside from the fact that Junkertown is probably on the way as a new map, which will delight many people, myself included, what could Junkertown be and what other evidence do we have to support it? Well, there is form for this kind of thing. Very, very early in 2016, actually, I managed to find a file that said travelling to Route 66 before Route 66 has been announced as a map, although I didn't make a video on it at the time. I then found a file looking back that seemed to refer to Eichenwalde called Travelling to Black Forest. Another Athena announcement. Whether it was the early name for Eichenwalde or the arena map of the same name, but a year early, I'd probably go for the former. That file I did put in a video before Eichenwalde was announced at Gamescom 2016. So this is very likely a tip-off to what we're going to be finding out, I would imagine, at Gamescom 2017. Now, given that the first day of Gamescom, the press day, is next Tuesday, the 22nd of August, I would keep an eye out on Monday evening European time, perhaps Monday morning West Coast American time, for some announcements. That's the pattern it took last year. The year before, we had The Last Bastion being announced that it was going to premiere at Gamescom, as well as the new map. They were then available for the press on the Tuesday, on the press day. So keep an eye out, I think, early next week to get some more news. Now, if there were any more evidence required that we're probably expecting a new map sometime soon, remember what Jeff said in an update earlier in the year. He said, and I covered this in a video at the time, we were looking forward to 3 standard maps, ones that would go into the competitive and quick play rotation, as well as 3 non-standard maps, kind of the arena type maps. Now, since Jeff made that post or announcement, we've seen Necropolis, Black Forest, Castillo, and Chateau Guillard just now with the latest PTR patch. That's actually 4 non-standard maps above the 3 non-standard maps that were mentioned. Now, for 3 standard maps, we've only seen 1, Horizon Lunar Colony, so far. So we're probably due for another one sometime soon. There was a map announced at Gamescom last year, Eichenwalde. It feels good that along with this voice line, we're going to see Junkertown, possibly within the next week. If it's at Gamescom next week, I'd imagine there'd be a slight delay before it goes on the PTR so the people at the show could see it. So maybe we could see Junkertown on the PTR, maybe before the end of August if we're lucky, but perhaps early September. Can't wait to find out. I'm now going to talk a little bit about what we might know about Junkertown and what it might contain, so if you're not interested in lore, feel free to let me know your thoughts on the new map and what you're excited for in the comments below. So, Junkertown feels as though it might be unlike any Overwatch environment we've seen so far. It's a map in an area of the world that has no map at the moment, Australasia, Southeast Asia kind of area, and it could also be a very rich story environment to cover 2 characters with 1 stone, of course, Junkrat and Roadhog. Now, we know that the Australian Omnium and lands around it were gifted to Omnics after the first Omnic crisis. This forced some locals off their land, of which Mako Rutledge, Roadhog, was one of them. Then, when the Australian Liberation Front organisation formed, which Roadhog was a part of for sure, they formed to take the land back, they fought the Omnics, and there was a fusion core detonation in this Omnium, causing the surrounding area to become a wasteland. Some people who survived called themselves the Junkers. They scavenged the husk of the Omnium and formed a lawless cutthroat society, according to Junkrat's bio, in its shadow. And several people were slightly tinged and perhaps unhinged by this radiation, including Junkrat eking out a living claiming metal components from the ruins and surroundings. Junkertown is probably a slightly crazy place as a result. It would probably need some enforcing of such a lawless society, I wouldn't go so far as to say policing, and Roadhog's bio cites him as a former enforcer, so maybe that was his Junkertown role. We also know that Junkrat, of course, found a treasure in the ruins of the Australian Omnium there. He's been hiding it. Roadhog, he hired as his bodyguard. And the 2 have since gone on a crime spree globally that has been detailed in the Moment in Crime mini-short that we've seen on the Overwatch YouTube channel. Now, given that both probably lived in Junkertown for a while, this level could shed some light through their homes or rooms perhaps on any or all of the above. The only other thing we might know about Junkertown is from Divas' Junker skin bio, that mech battles take place there. Whether Diva has actually had anything to do with this or not, we don't know. This might just be a nice little flavour for the Junker skin, but it's a nice idea as to the madness that the place might contain. I can't wait to find out what it looks like. So, good news that Junkertown might be coming. Will we get an animated short perhaps to go with it? That would be very exciting for the Junkers. If not, then what could the animated short be about if we're seeing Junkertown at the same time? Either way, Gamescom 2017 is going to be very, very exciting for Overwatch news, so do keep an eye on the channel. Next week, I'll be covering it all. If you like this vid, throw a like, subscribe, comment with what you think. Are you looking forward to this level? What do you think we could get as an next animated short if something does show up at Gamescom? I'd love to hear your thoughts. And for my Overwatch lore, interaction and voice lines videos, as well as a little bit of news and others too, please do have a look at the culture and other things behind Overwatch in these playlists here. Cheers for tuning in. I've been Hammeh. Take it easy.